Honestly, I have no clue. It's about to be something new, you know, to have to deal with, to go through. You know,
Are you excited by the possibility? Possibilities exist?
I mean, so, I don't know. You know, I really, you know, all year, you know, it never crossed my mind. You know, it was never something I thought about. Every time I seen something like allegations about other things, you know, I used to wonder where it came from, not understanding. You know, it would be a point where I have to deal with it. You know, so I don't know. You know, honestly, I really don't know.
You saw Kyle go through it. What did you pick up from his process that you can take to your own?
I don't know. It's me and Cal so different. You know, the way he go about things and how I go about things. You know, and you know, Cal wants to be a future GM one day. You know, that's his aspirations in life. You know, so the way he approached it, you know, he been through it before. He been traded. He been on different teams. So, you know, he knew what to expect and, you know, to go through the whole process. You know, I was just trying to be there more for him as a friend, you know, as somebody, you know, could talk to and, you know, not really give an opinion, but just be there as a support factor for him. You know, so I didn't really look at it like, you know, he was going through it as a player. You know, I was just trying to be there for him as a friend, so I didn't really take too much insight on how he would do it.
Kyle, when you're making a decision like this, I mean, is money at the top of the list? Is competitiveness at the top of the list? Is loyalty? Like, how do you sort of work through all this?
I mean, I think one thing that's always greatly said about me is, you know, one, I'm a loyal person. That's just how I live my whole life, you know, period, you know. And at this point in my career, you know, it's all about winning. It's the only thing that matters, you know.
You have just come through the most successful franchise year ever, but there's got to be a sense of disappointment the way it ended. Have you been able to process the whole year yet, or are you still after?
Nah, not yet. I think once it's all settled and done, and you could turn on, you know, Sports Center, and you just see basketball all day. You know, you won't see anything basketball related. You know, you'll really be able to hone in and really look at the whole year and really realize what we done as an organization. You know, especially for me, just to look back on everything of, you know, I remember when all the buildings downtown wasn't downtown. You know, now we got a new arena. You know, it's just so much to look back on and so much to take in all at once now. So, you know, I think throughout the summer when, you know, you really look on back on things or you get asked about certain situations that happened during the season, you'll really start to realize, like, you know, damn, we really did something.
You talked before about it being hard when you would go home after the season and watching the playoffs and all the other teams still remaining. Is it big yet that there's only one series to watch? Because
I mean, I think it may hurt even more because, you know, you was that close to being that, you know, team left, you know, and you always gonna find, you know, the pros and cons out of it. But just being a competitor and still want to be playing, but at the same time, you know, we did something great, you know, and that can't be overlooked. And now we understand what we have to do to get back to this point and to go beyond it.
what does it teach you? 20 games added onto the season. What does it teach you about not just the physical preparation, but the mental or emotional part of driving through that?
Everything is tough, you know. It's a tough situation. I think people really, you know, you could talk somebody through it and try to give them the preparation of, you know, what to expect, but you know, it's nothing you could do to duplicate it if you're not going through it, you know, because it's tough. You know, it's tough, but it's tough in a way, you know, you want to go through it, you know, and you have to go through it because it make you that more hungrier to want it again.
DeMar, as much as you guys were 2 wins from the NBA Finals, how wide do you think the gap is between Cleveland and LeBron's, I think, going to 6th straight, and you?
Us,
Yeah.
team-wise,
Yeah.
I mean, we're not missing much. You know, we not missing much at all. You know, we had to go through experience like this understand how hard it is to get to this point and what we need to do to be better, as individuals and as a team to come through and be disciplined like that team was. The team was disciplined. They executed, they did every single thing, they needed to do to win the game. We had too many lapses. They took advantage of that. And that's where you got to grow as a team, and with that, adding a couple more pieces that will solidify that.
What would, if Masai came to you and asked you what you thought you needed to make this team get to that next level, what would you tell him?
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure Cal would have had an answer for you with that. He didn't? Wow, that's really. I'm kind of laid back type. Whatever you bring to the table, I'm gonna try to, take whatever we got and run with it. I've never been the one to hone in and chime in. Whatever's on the table, whenever it's time to go, that's what I'm going with. I've never been the one to say exactly what. You know what I mean? That's because my aspirations in life is not to be a GM.
You and Kyle reversed your answers because he gave exactly the same answer.
He did?
Yeah.
I swear I ain't talked to Cal today. That's crazy.
Kyle said he really liked the mix of teammates in the locker room, the different nationalities and personalities, and he enjoyed that group. Was that the way you?
Yeah, it's amazing. I think y'all can see it over the years. We always had a great group of guys in this locker room, a great group of guys. We never had no type of friction. Everybody pulled for one another, cheered for one another. We did everything together. We joked around, whatever it may be. Families, kids, playing with other players' kids. It's amazing camaraderie that we had with the teammates, and it's hard to find in this league.
Do you still value the idea of an entire career spent with one franchise?
Do I?
Yeah.
I think that's the most incredible thing you could do. Me personally, that's awesome.
DeMar, you've been through the whole process here from when the team was not very good to where you are today. How important is it to have a GM like Masai is able to bring in pieces, to have consistency in your coaching, to have a strong organization behind the players?
I mean, it's big. You can see the passion that Masai has, during the off season, during the season, when it comes to us, come to winning. It's incredible when you can see that hunger and that passion from your own GM, like he's out there on the court, with us. And that's big when you have that support system.
A lot of these quote-unquote bogus reports are linking you to Los Angeles because it's your home. I mean, how appealing might that be for you?
How appealing? I grew up in L.A.
Right.
That's my home. It's not a part of L.A. I haven't seen. I don't get caught up into it. I let whoever comes up with that say what they want to say. Only thing appealing to me is the things I've done in this organization and the things that can be done here. And that's always been my mindset since I've been here.
Some people do want to play at home. Like LeBron obviously went home from Miami.
Right.
We've seen that in other sports. We've seen it in this league. When you're balancing it, there's a good and there's a bad to it. Have you thought about that even as an idea? What it would be like to play at home?
No, not really. Yeah. And it's funny you said that because I remember choosing my college, and I told myself, I'm going to stay home and go to USC because there's a possibility if I go to the NBA, this would be my last time playing home. That was the reason for me to go to USC was that main reason. I'm fine if this is my last stint of playing at home in front of my friends and family because at the end of the day, after we finish playing, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be living in L.A. for the rest of my life anyway. So, but other than playing there again, that's never been something I thought about again. It haven't been something I thought about now.
How much could you ask for beyond what you have out of the situation here? What more could you ask for in terms of your teammates, in terms of the organization, in terms of what they can offer you contractually?
You talking about money-wise?
Well, just can you get any better situation than you have here? Do you?
I don't think so. This just my mindset has always been Toronto. I always preached it. I was passionate about it when we was losing. When we was terrible, I'd say I'm going to stick through this whole thing, and I want to be that guy who who brings this organization to where it is now. You know, and I definitely don't want to switch up after we win. You know, so.
That sounds like not a commitment, but an intention to commit.
I mean, you got a couple quick trick questions today, don't you? God damn.
But it sounds like this is a place you want to stay.
I've been saying it for how long? I've been here, Doug?
Long time.
Long time. You know, I haven't changed, not one bit. You know, I took pride in putting that Raptor jersey on when people counted us out, or when people said, "Why go to Toronto? Why this? Why that? Why this? Why that?" Blah blah. You know, you hear it so much. You know, that gave me the motivation to want to prove people wrong or prove critics wrong. Why this organization can't be a winning organization? Why this? You know what I mean? Like, I took pride in that, you know, a long time ago. And it's crazy, even now, I see people bring up a tweet I tweeted after Chris left, and I don't even remember tweeting it, but I meant that.
Yeah.
You know, I really meant that. And, you know, to see how far it came, you know, that's what it's all about.
Does it feel like you built something here with Kyle?
Yeah. I think that's evident, you know, for us being all-stars, you know, winning franchise record, him breaking records, individual, me, things we did as a team. You know, I don't get no better than that, and there's still so much room for us to grow.
I asked Kyle last night, but the immediate aftermath when you're in the locker room, do you look around the room and realize this could be the last time this group as a whole is together, or is it too
I mean, that's the tough part about it, honestly, about, you know, since I've been here every year, you know, you're going to have new guys come in, whether it's young guys through draft, free agency, whatever it may be. But, you know, it's never going to be the same 15 guys. You know, and sometimes it sucks because you grow a bond with all them guys that lasts a lifetime. And especially with this team here, that's going to go down in the, you know, history books of doing something, you know, that haven't been done in Toronto history, and arguably could be the best team in Toronto Raptor history. And it sucks, the reality of it, that some guys may not be here. But, you know, that's why you just embrace the moment. You know, you just appreciate everybody in there, everything you did all year, and, you know, just go from there with it.
Terrence posted a photo to Instagram last night. It was a photo of you, JV, himself, and Kyle from 4 years ago. And he was just saying how much he enjoyed the season and you guys growing together. For that core to be together, but also Dwayne, what does it mean to do what you did this season with a group of guys that have been working toward it?
It means a lot. It means a lot because within that whole time span, the things that went on, you know, off the court, on the court, such as, you know, Terrence became a father, I became a father. We grown, matured as men. You know, we look like babies in that picture. You know, we look like a JV team. You know, but just to see how much you've grown and the ups and downs you go through, you'll really appreciate that picture because, you know, all the pain and headaches leading up to now, you know, was all worth it.
You just mentioned when you came to Toronto, people questioning that. Why you want to go to Toronto? Why you making this decision? With the success now that the team has had, is there less of that? Are people still going to question?
Man, they always going to find something. And I'm going to look for every reason. You know, I'm going to find every reason for, you know what I mean? That's just me. You know, it's always going to be something until we win the championship here. You know, that's just how it is, you know, and that's why I go back to why I take so much pride in changing that stereotype about it, you know, and that's what it's all about for me, you know.
Has it changed a bit, though?
Yeah, it's been changed a little bit, but, you know, it's, like I said, it's still going to be things brought up, you know, Toronto this, it's always going to be something.
So you don't feel like you've completely accomplished that goal?
I feel like I really haven't did anything, to be honest. Like, I'm just telling you the God and truth. I really feel like I haven't did anything, you know. It's still so much to be done. Still so much.
You always talk about in the off-season getting better. I mean, your off-season's shorter now, and you've got that decision to make and all that other stuff. But what about the on-court stuff?
That's
what is the goal this summer?
That's my number one option. Besides everything else, that's my number one option. You know, just to think how much I need to work on. I want to work on to be better, and I know for a fact I'm going to come back better. You know, that's just always been my mindset. Like, as long as I could walk and run, I'm going to figure out a way to be better, to help my team, help my teammates, and help myself to be the best player I could be.
Is there an area of focus?
Yeah, I'm not going to give it away now, though.
Given this is like the longest season you've ever played, how important is it to you to be on that Olympic team?
I mean, it's big. You know, you don't get the opportunity. You know, it comes around every 4 years to be able to represent your country. I got a chance a couple years ago to win a gold medal with the world team, world tournaments. But the Olympics, that's big. You know, definitely be big.
Last night LeBron said that his whole career has never been part of something like he witnessed in Toronto, in reference to the fan base. How does that perhaps factor in for you as a free agent and potentially other free agents to play in front of this city, in front of these fans?
I mean, every single night, no matter who we playing, no matter what's going on, to get the reception and the support we get from this whole country. You know, I wouldn't even want to say this city. You know, it's the whole country. It's amazing. And for them fans that stood up on their feet chanting "We the North" after the game was over, you won't see that nowhere else. You won't. It's incredible. You know, it's something I couldn't believe in. It's an emotional moment because, you know, they was on this journey just as well as we were every step of the way.
DeMar, this was your best season from a scoring standpoint, but one of the things that seemed to be, the team played really well in defense, and you've gotten better at defense. Is that something you're going to be focusing on?
Yeah. Most definitely. That'd definitely be something to be focusing on because it's not about just me now. It's about your team. You know, what things I could do to make my teammates better, to get us to win an extra, 6 more games. You know, that's what it's all about.
There were questions about the perception of the team changing. I know, like, you see NBA players looking at LA over the summer with the U.S. team or whatever. Like, the conversations you have about this city and this franchise, like, how much has that changed over the years? How much have you noticed from other players talking about what you guys are building?
I think it's obvious, especially when it comes to players and understanding the city. Like, I always hear players now talk about, you know, I'm gonna go up to Toronto this summer. You know, if it's for OVO weekend, you know, just to get a chance to, you know, experience the city. That's where it starts. You know, guys already come up during the season and get to experience the city. But, you know, I think it's changed more to where people want to experience it for themselves, you know, what's Toronto like, how great of a city it really is, you know. So that's a positive once you just hear that.